I have to multitask. My name's Carolyn. I'm known as the Contest Queen, and I am way behind on my housework because I have been writing a lot of books. And so let's do two things at once. I'm going to answer your sweepstakes questions and talk about the hobby of finding, organizing, entering, and winning sweepstakes contests and giveaways. And I'm going to get all my ironing done while I get a load of wash in. You can probably hear it. So if you have any questions, specific questions about winning those giveaways, leave it in the comments and I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about the hobby in general and what exciting things are happening this year in the world of sweepstakes. The first one is, this week, I was very busy, and I'm learning I should be taking my tripod everywhere because what I should have done this week was film me putting all the prizes in the boxes at the UPS store. I sent over $1,200 in prizes, a total of 19 big prize packs of different sorts, along with 10 mini surprise bags that were put in the sweepstakes bags, because from August 1st to August 4th, I will be in Las Vegas, Nevada for the annual National Sweepstakes Convention. It moves around every year, and next year, the Sweepstakes Convention will be in Little Rock, Arkansas. The reason that the conventions are so amazing is that I have been going since 2005. I did miss a few because 1 year I was moving. 1 year when I was married to my husband, we went bankrupt. Well, then we had the pandemic, and so it was closed, so I couldn't go. Anyway, I think this is my 14th annual National Sweepstakes Convention, and sometimes I speak and teach. Like last year I taught how to win on TikTok, and this year I haven't been asked to speak yet, but sometimes I'm asked at the last minute, like I was the year before, and I spoke on how to win on Instagram. So if you have a specific sweepstakes question on any platform, please ask it in the comments. I'll answer it. But the biggest question I put, and I have a pinned video and I might update it, is where do you find sweepstakes? I had a woman message me on YouTube saying she's been looking for weeks on Google and can't find anything. And I said to her, why are you looking on Google? Now, there is a whole strategy to using Google to search for sweepstakes for ones in your region, and to maybe find more obscure giveaways that are open to your area that aren't open nationally or maybe in statewide. However, use a sweepstakes aggregate or a sweepstakes site. They aggregate all the sweepstakes in one place, and you can just go down the list and enter. Some of them even have organization systems built in. I prefer to use an outside organization system because that way when I find giveaways anywhere, I will know, because there's a lot of sweepers that use more than one site. And of course, sometimes there's duplication. So if you use an organization system that's outside of the aggregate, you will catch it more easily if there's a duplicate. So, because my number one tip is to always read the rules. And if you accidentally enter, say, more than one time a day, or more than one per household, or whatever is in the rules, and you're not following the rules, you'll be immediately disqualified. And then you're just wasting your time and the sponsor's time. So it's always good to read the rules, and that's why I use an outside organization system. And it really helps because then you can also sort them by category and what you really want to win. So I have a system that I sort my instant wins with my, oh yeah, Shannon says Contest Canada and Red Flag are my go-to. Yeah, Contest Canada is my go-to, And then I use Red Flag and Contest Girl for codes and different things as a backup. But I organize all my sweepstakes in RoboForm. Now, if you're in the United States, some of the big sweepstakes sites are iWin Contests, Sweepstakes Advantage. Sweeping America just got revamped. I think they're celebrating their 26th year. Donna retired because her family life just got too busy. And Rachel Marie Travis took it over. Now she is known as the Sweepstakes Queen. Actually, I told her to take that title because she was here on TikTok, and I told her, take Sweepstakes Queen. And she says, I can't do that. You're the contest queen. And I said, of course you can. I just told you to take it. The hobby is so vast because companies literally spend billions running promotions every year. And there's enough to be won by everybody. And also, the hobby is so vast and it's changing so rapidly. Now, back in the day, I wrote that, I updated and republished Helene Hatzel's famous book, The Name It and Claim It Game. And in the second edition, she talks about her methods of entering sweepstakes. So the third edition that I published has her first edition, her second edition, and then I added all types of bonus materials in there to make the third edition. So you're getting all of her works and then some together. Is there a contest conference in Canada? No. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. So Rachel did that. I need to get her on my With the Contest Queen show to talk about all the changes, but there's Sweepstakes Fanatics, and there's Sweetie Sweeps. There's so many of them that are popular. I tell people, go poke around, find one you like, because they're all different formats. Some are blog style, some are newsletters, some have Discord groups, which really help because sometimes there's code words and instant win things with times. And if you look for the code word, like if you're working and you can't listen to the radio, if you're part of the Discord group, you can put alerts on, notifications, and then when somebody posts a word, you can go and enter it like a text on your phone. And some people have instantly won that way. So basically, the sweepers are all helping each other out, and you think, that's counterintuitive. If I'm helping all my friends win, then I'm going to win less. No, all boats rise with the tide. Like I said, there's billions being spent every year running promotions as marketing tools. There's enough prizes for everybody. Now, let me go. I will answer the other Instagram questions. So the reason there's no conference in Canada is because I've run one, and because the Canadians didn't support me, I lost, and this was back in 2007, I lost 15 grand out of my own pocket running it. Because people didn't understand how it worked, and what I needed to do was cover all my costs and have a little bit of seed money over to pay for the next year, because the hotel always asks for a deposit. So the idea is you're kind of a non-profit, but you want to keep some aside to be the deposit for the next year's event. So you're not making it, like I wouldn't be claiming that money. That was going to stay in a special bank account that I would just use for the sweepstakes convention, and then I could have run it every year, but people didn't come, and so I had to keep covering all the costs out of my own pocket. And after we lost 15 grand, I wasn't going to do it again because I definitely didn't have the seed money for the next year. So they can, everyone, there's only one and it's in the US, and so you have to go to the States. So, okay, I'm going to answer your question about paying for shipping. Okay, what about Instagram contests? Are some worth entering or some not worth it? Okay, so you're the only one that can answer that, and I'll tell you why. Say, for example, you love cosmetics, and they're a lower priced prize compared to, say, a car trip. But you're cosmetics. You just love cosmetics, any type of cosmetics. So you see all these great cosmetic giveaways by all these brands. Like Benefit does them all the time, both in Canada and the US. For example, some of our drugstores up here host them. Because I don't follow CVS, Walgreens, all that, I don't know. But I think Sephora hosts giveaways. So they're always doing giveaways. And you might think, oh my God, I just love Dave Lackey is a big beauty one. He's global. So go follow Dave Lackey if you like cosmetic giveaways. I win about once a year, once every 2 years. More like every 2 years from him, once. Anyway, and he's doing them weekly on multiple channels. So there's lots of different opportunities to win. Anyway, and if you're in Canada, you can also enter on Scent Lodge. So then it's worth it for you to sit and enter all those cosmetic giveaways. Now, if I'm not a cosmetic person, I'm not going to think those are worth it. I would rather enter. Now, there's a lot of giveaways right now, and there's like a couple for trips. And I only partially entered because I was busy, and I keep thinking today, oh my God, when did they expire? Did it expire yesterday? Because I think one of them ended the 12th. So I need to go back and make sure I get all my entries in, because there's some for trips. And then I've seen them give away washing machines. Father's Day 2 years ago, I won a double stock pot of, like, oh my gosh, I've never had a stock pot this big, 14 liters, which is like 14 or 15 quarts. Holy cow, this thing is huge. It's perfect for big corn boils. We don't do lobsters here because George is literally deathly allergic to seafood, and I'm not a fan of it, so that works out good in this house. But perfect for big corn boils. I make vast pots of broth in them. So good. So I won 2 of them. One was for me and one was for my dad. I won that on Instagram. So I don't enter Instagram first. I enter it last. So I usually win about 1, 2, maybe if I'm lucky 3 prizes off Instagram a year, but it's not my main focus. Now, I do know some sweepers that Instagram is their main focus, and they win so much stuff from Instagram. It's ridiculous. Like, ridiculous the amount that they win on Instagram. Oh, I'm going to do this one last because I need to turn down the temperature for that one. So you have to determine if the prize is worth it yourself. So I can't answer that question for you. Only you can. But yeah, you can win on Instagram. It's just hard not to be blocked, so I limit my tags. Yeah, first of all, I don't know how those people sit and enter 100. Like, I enter 10. If it's like a trip, I'll do 15. And that's it. And for some reason, I haven't been blocked. Now, a couple of things that can help you. Oops. Hang on, I'm going to grab a drink. Now, if you've been following me, you know why I have ginger ale. Because I've been entering the Canada Dry contest, and actually, I'm out of receipts, and I should have gone to Dollar Tree today to get some more to enter the giveaway, but I didn't. Anyway, I went and got my nails done instead. Pale pink and blue. And I found the red that I'm going to use for the convention when I go, because Canada's representing. There's going to be 10 Canadians at the convention. Most, I think there's ever been, so I'm so excited. Anyway, yeah, registration's closed this year, but it'll open up for next year, August 1st, and it's going to be in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm so excited, and I might actually drive to that one because Lean Hatzel's granddaughter lives in Arkansas near Little Rock, and it's only like 6 hours from Texas, so Dyke Hatzel, so I might drive and then go visit him after the convention. So I'm a little excited about that. So we'll see what happens next year, but I'm thinking I might drive to Little Rock. I mean, I know, crazy, right? 3-day drive, but so now I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so not to be blocked. So here are the tips not to be blocked. One, enter on your phone versus your computer. I find if I do get a warning message, it tends to be on my computer. I also find the computer tends to be slower to tag. Now, when Instagram first came out and I was teaching how to win on Instagram, the computer, you basically couldn't do anything on the computer compared to what you could do on your phone. It really was a mobile app. But Meta is trying to get more people to, you know, away from the other platforms. So the computer is getting pretty good. But to see messages, you still need to use your app, because a lot of times if you go into the messages, it'll say use latest app to view, right? So that could be a problem. But if you are entering on Instagram, you do need to check your messages and notifications every day, and even the hidden messages for possible notifications. And you can enter on TikTok the exact same way as an Instagram giveaway, if you can spot them, and by brands that you follow. And if you want to look for giveaways, now there's a lot of beauty giveaways. Brands tend to be shying away from the TikTok giveaways, but Joe Fresh, I think, was it Joe Fresh Canada or just Joe Fresh? They hosted a giveaway to promote their jewelry on TikTok, and all you had to do is exactly like Instagram, follow the sponsor, like the video, and tag a friend, or was it say why you wanted the jewelry? Anyway, I happen to win it, and again, check your notifications and your inbox every day on TikTok if you're entering sweepstakes, and I won the jewelry. I did a whole little video, unboxing video on that. Such nice stuff. I'm not wearing any of it today. Actually, I was thinking originally to put the silver necklace on, but I wasn't feeling it. But now that I'm looking at the outfit, I should have wore the gold earrings. They would have looked really good with this. Anyway. And I forgot to bring the hangers down, so we're going to gently fold these until I take them upstairs. And, yep, this is, oh, I'm going to unbutton this. So, how much have you made this year in giveaways? Oh, how much have I won? You know what's bad? I've been thinking about that today, and I have not been tracking. Like, I started tracking at the beginning of the year. I haven't won anything massive. Like, I haven't won a car or a trip yet. I'm gunning for trip number 25. So I've been doing a lot, and I'm thinking I should be going back and taking looking at all the prize email and like notifications and adding it all up, like adding them into the spreadsheet. I actually have a spreadsheet that if you want the spreadsheet, you can go to contestqueen.com, click on 5 steps to begin winning, and at the bottom of step 1 you can get a free spreadsheet. Of course, half the year's over, but that doesn't matter. And every like December I post a new one, or you can just replicate that one and just change the year yourself. Like, it's only an Excel spreadsheet. I think the Google one is there too, but I don't use Google Sheets, so I don't know if it works well or not compared to Excel. I mean, and I've won lots of little things. Like last weekend on Friday, I ended up winning tickets to a Sting cover band, like a Sting / Police cover band. And the guy sounded so much like Sting, it was crazy. And it was at a local community center. We had no idea if it was going to be good or bad. I'm like, we went with our neighbors, because as it turns out, I didn't win 2 tickets. I won 4, and they were $38 each. So 4 tickets, I mean, that's, what, $160 basically? And we went to the pub for dinner, and then we went over to the show, and I said, if this is bad, we can leave, because I didn't know. It was at the local community center, and you're thinking, it was fantastic. And we had so much fun. And it was so nice to hang out with these people that we never seem to have time to hang out with. So, to me, that's like a win on top of a win. But that was great. It was an excuse to go out with the neighbors. I'm like, hey, we won 4 tickets. Do you want to come with us? And they're like, sure. So we had so much fun, and the show was great. And actually, I kept the booklet because they also do films and sing-alongs and all kinds of things. I'm like, some of them are like $5 event, $12 events. I'm like, oh, we might buy some stuff, which is the whole point, and the reason companies run giveaways is because once you discover them, you tend, if you really like it, you tend to spend money there later, or buy the product, or recommend it to a friend. which is exactly what I will be doing. And actually the neighbor said so too, so she kept it for herself. She's like, oh, this is good. So now they've gotten new customers, plus we'll be talking about it. Like, that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point, because sweepstakes is marketing. Like, the reason I got into this and got so good at it is I actually went to college and took my business degree with my major was marketing. So I understood how sweepstakes worked from both sides of the table, which is also why I help companies run giveaways. And I'm going to be working with a competition company soon, helping them navigate the world where, you know, you pay to enter, but the fee to enter is basically almost the same cost as a no purchase entry. And I always talk about that. Like, you look at the value of the postage versus the value of the purchase entry. And if it's a wash, then buy the product. Like, for example, I've been doing all the Canada Dry, you know, buying it and using the receipts to enter, because it's only 25 cents more than the postage, and I have the soda. So why not? Why not just go? And the other trick I try to go in the store slow, and I take cash because it goes faster. I say to the cashier, I need to pay for all these separately, and then I just quickly pay for them, and I need the receipt for everyone. Thank you. And they always look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I actually tell them sometimes, I'm like, Canada Dry is giving away some prizes and a new car, so I need all the receipts. They're like, really? But the thing is, sometimes people feel entering because it's a lot of energy and effort. You have to be organized and conscientious towards it. And if you're not putting in the effort, like, I've had people say to me, so tell me, how do I win? And I give them the rundown of how you have to spend an hour of day every day entering, and you have to go through your emails and check the sites, and then enter all the ones that you have in your list, and then go find the new ones to add in. And they're like, that's a lot of work. And I go, yeah, but nobody complains when they're on the beach free in Mexico. Like, right? Nobody complains. And it's really funny because George, some of them, he gets, my boyfriend George, he gets so frustrated with them sometimes, and he goes, I filmed him one day, I think I put it on TikTok, and he goes, these sweepstakes are a scam. Like, the Tim Hortons one was really hard to win this year, and he was just complaining about it because his favorite thing is that he decided his retirement thing was every morning he was going to go to Tim Hortons and get a coffee. Even though you can make coffee at home, he says it's not the same as the store. And I'm like, you know what? If your vice is a $2, $3 a day habit, and we share the coffee, he gets a large and I take some of it, and he drinks a medium's worth. And I said, if this is your, you know, vice, it's not a big deal. You know, he wakes up, we live on a really quiet street, but over the main road is the coffee shop. So I always say, oh, you're chuckling over there. Yeah, my boyfriend says the same. So then he was grumbling one day because you have to do the thing. I'm saying, first of all, you're doing it at the worst time. You never enter in the morning. It's the hardest time to win. You got to enter like just before you go to bed or something. And then he goes, this is such a scam. And I go, says the guy who's been on trips, concerts, date nights, free grocery shopping, free swag coming into the house. Like, really, it's a scam. And he's like, Anyway, I don't know how far back that video is, but yeah, George has decided the sweepstakes are a scam, and he laughs because he knows. And then he's all happy when we win and we go out and do something, and I just shake my head. It is the best hobby in the world, though. I mean, and sometimes you can win big. Like when I was writing my first book, I talked to a woman, and she never gave me permission to put the story in the books, and I can't. It's been like 20 years since I started writing that first book. Like, I started writing it in 2004, and it came out in 2006. You know, I read The 1 Minute Millionaire, and it said, write a book in 30 days and become a $1 million Millionaire. First of all, that book took me 20 months, and I'm still waiting for the $1 million, just saying. Anyway, like, what? Anyway, so she was entering sweepstakes, and a lot of times when you're entering, a lot of people poo-poo the hobby until the prizes start. Like, my husband was like that. He was always saying stuff, and then we started winning. We were winning little prizes, and then we started winning medium prizes, and by the time we won our first big prize, he was like, hey, did you see this giveaway? Hey, I saw an ad somewhere, or I heard a thing on the radio, or whatever it was. Or he's like, oh, I saw a billboard or whatever, and he's like, are we entering that? Like, he was always making sure we were in on it. It's funny how they change their tunes when the prizes start coming in. Anyway, so this woman was telling me that she was always winning these small prizes, and she got a call from an agency one day, and her boyfriend was like, oh, you're, you know, hey, the phone's for you. It's another thing. Listen, you want another stupid baseball hat or something. I want nothing to do with the prize. That's what he said to her. I don't want anything to do with your stupid prizes. And she hung up the phone, and he goes, so what size baseball hat are you getting? And she goes, oh, I just want a Mustang, and you're not driving it because you want nothing to do with the prizes. You know, like, that changes the tune pretty quick. I have yet to win my first car. That's how I label it. Not just win a car, win my first car. But there's, yeah, right? Oh, I need to turn this down. This is my last, oh, I'm doing the ironing. It's so good. Look at that. I'm making progress. I think it needs to be here. Just turn it down a bit and leave it. I love thrifting. Look what I found. How cute is this, right? I'll probably take it to the convention. As it is in Vegas. Sticky, sticky, sticky. It's going to be hot. It's August. The reason they do it at that time is because the room rates and that are so cheap. Because the Vegas hotels want to fill up the space. So they're willing to give, you know, hey, we're going to have a convention with 500 people. What kind of a rate are you going to give us? You know, we get a good deal on the room, and then I always split it. If you've been following me for any length of time on my blogs or whatnot, I tend to go with Wendy Wallach. Now, I met her. We became friends in 2008. Now, this is the other thing that people don't talk about the hobby. I have made friends for life from this hobby, and people outside of sweepstakes. Like when I was going through my divorce and I needed to get out of the house for a while, I couch surfed at sweepers' houses for a month. And I went around the country and I did a book tour, and I taught, I call it the Winning Secrets Tour. And I basically just charged everybody $10 for a class. And I went and stayed with fellow sweepers, and I had a ball. And it really saved me at a time when things were going south. That's how beautiful and sweet these people are in the community. Anyway, I met Wendy in 2008 when there used to be a mini sweepstakes convention in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and she was talking on blog giveaways at the time. I still do them, but not as much. And then we've been to all kinds of, at one point we were going to a convention and we decided to room together, and we've been like besties on the convention circuit. Plus, I used to go visit her in New York. Now she's in Connecticut, and oh, that turned out nice. She's in Connecticut, and I'm going for Silva method training in Connecticut this August. Like, August is busy. I've got the convention. I get back the next day. I drive to Connecticut to take the 4-day Silva method training with Ken Casilla, who's the last trainer that worked with Jose Silva. And so that's going to be exciting. Anyway, of course, then I'm going to go spend a few days with her in her new home with her boyfriend. Going to go hang out with them. And it's nice, you know, you make friends. So I'm going to spend a week with her, and then I'm going to spend another week with her after. And it's just, yeah, I love Silva. It's crazy how many, this is one of the reasons I'm taking the Silva instructor training. There's so many Silva touch points. Helene Hansel worked with Jose Silva. Okay? Then her second publisher was a Silva method instructor. And so when I bought the rights to his books, one of the books was called The Silva Method of Mind Mastery. And I had to get permission from the Silvas, because I asked Tag, because he's passed last August. Oh my gosh, it's only almost been a whole year now. But when I asked him, I said, do you have a contract with Jose? He goes, oh no, I just asked Jose, he said I could. I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't really cut it in today's publishing world. So I had to, so first I contacted the Silvas to see if I didn't even have permission. Once I had permission from them, I said, okay, now that I know I have the okay, I'm going to make the deal with Tag, because there's no point in having a contract with you if the deal with him falls through. Like, why pay for a lawyer for nothing? The deal with him went through. Then Tag wanted to help, but he had a stroke and his brain was a little cheesy, but I didn't want to step on his toes. So after he passed, I messaged them and said, hey, Tag was supposed to get in contact with you, but he's passed away. What's the status? So then it took me a whole year to get a contract with them. So I had to get a proper contract with them. And so I'm working on that book. That's going to take some while. I got to finish Prizes Everywhere first. And I'm still waiting on Money and You to get published. Along with Tag's audio program, Instant Money. It's very cool. It's very exciting stuff that we're doing. I thought it was going to be done this week, but I don't know. I'll have to check with the webmaster, because we have to set up a new type of online store that we never had before. So he was a Silva instructor, and now I've got a Silva book to publish. Well, then Stephen Dobos of Silva Method Canada contacted me, had me on his YouTube channel. I thought he interviewed me for YouTube, but I don't think he ever used it. Anyway, then he invited me to take the Silva method. So I went and took it, and then I started volunteering. He's like, to help. So I was assisting, just like Helene did. So I was like turning into Helene. And I thought, this is crazy. I've got all this Silva stuff. I better take the instructor training when he announced he was going to do it, because if I don't take the instructor training, I don't know. Like, I can't teach what I don't know. So there was so many Silva touch points. And Ken Casilla that I'm taking is, like I said, he's the last Silva instructor. And recently I've been talking to Bert Goldman's family, who was also a Silva instructor, and you might have seen him on Mind Valley, because he taught quantum jumping. Now, Vishen Lakhani is a Silva instructor, because he read the book when he was a teenager from his dad. He learned the Silva method. And then he, in 2009, his documentary crew did a documentary on Helene, which you can see on my YouTube channel. And it's unfortunate they didn't get a chance to talk to Tag, but he did get to know Bert. And so it's just ridiculous how many Silva touch points I have in my life. I need instant money right now. So what you could do is you can go to my website and click on resources and find a bunch of the sweepstakes sites. And they, one of the filters that they have on the site will help you filter giveaways for different types of prizes. So what you want to look for are the cash giveaways. You can also look for the gift card giveaways, or look for prizes for things that you need, because then you don't have to, so say you need groceries, so you enter to win grocery gift cards, then you use the grocery gift cards to buy your groceries, and the money that you would use for the groceries you can now spend on whatever you needed the cash for. So there's a couple of ways to do it, but cash giveaways is another way. I sleep with him every night. Wait, Bert or Vishen or Jose? People used to say that joke about Johnny Carson, because I think his show was on at 11:30. right after the news. It's very funny. Yeah, there's actually if you Silva grads have a group, there's actually a meditation every night at 8:30, which I am not on right now, but I will be meditating after this, because it's crazy how many things switch. What I've been doing, oh, you try leaping every night. What I've been doing is I get all anxious and fluttery because my plate right now is so full. I haven't done that. Now I just remembered. So I am writing. So I'm in the middle of writing prizes everywhere, which I started before the pandemic and then just got sidetracked. So it's way overdue. I have the German, French, and Italian editions of the Name It and Claim It game to be laid out and edited. So those have to be done. The Spanish version of A Man Called Friday needs to be laid out and edited. And then just all the other stuff. Are you a member of Mind Valley? No, because I have so much on my plate. I don't have time to take courses because I'm behind on the YouTube course I bought to do better teachings for you guys. But I think they're always having deals. So I would look into it. Now, if you're interested in Silva has their own membership. And their course is different than the Silva Ultramind course that's sold on Mind or taught on Mind Valley. I've taken that one because I did a manifestation vision board a couple of years ago. I think I've got some video of it somewhere. That's the problem. You lose track. And I put that I wanted to learn from Jose and from Vishen, and within 3 weeks I had both programs of Silva. How crazy is that? So, and on that vision board I had I think it is on YouTube, the full one, where I show what I put on my vision board. I was 2022. 2023 I was too busy, but everything I put on the vision board, most of it manifested. I have 3 Audible books now. Audible was on there. I put a vacation 10 days after I put the vacation on the vision board. I was in the Caribbean because we had a snowstorm, and George was like, I'm tired of this, let's go south. So off we went. It wasn't the best time of year to go because it was raining. It wasn't snow. I manifested the 2 Silva programs. What else did I have on the board? Just one thing after another. So it's really crazy. So what I've been doing in my meditations is you learn in the Silva method, you create a laboratory. And Jose learned about, this is kind of a cool story. I know it's not sweepstakes related, but honestly, it kind of is, because Helene lived in the vibration of winning, which is why she won so much. But she didn't win 5,000 giveaways. I will talk about that. I want to do a video on the dark side of Helene Hatzel, because she loved to exaggerate. She loved to exaggerate. And the math isn't mathing, because the best sweepers I know can't win that amount. She won a lot though. Like, she did win all the trips. She did win the cars. She did win the house. I mean, I even have the paperwork for the house win. Like, so it's real. It's just some of the stuff is a little bit exaggerated. Anyway, so if you get yourself into the vibration of winning, you're going to just start winning in life. And not just prizes, just winning. Like, good things will show up. You'll get free coffee. You'll always get a good parking spot. You'll find the deal at the store. You'll make friends. Job opportunities will show up. Like, it's crazy what happens when you can use it. You can't win if you don't play. Yep, the title of my first book, you can't win if you don't enter. The title of my second book, How to Win Cash, Cars, Trips, and More. The title of my third book is going to be Prizes Everywhere, because they are everywhere. You just have to look for them. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Okay, so Jose was talking to his daughter, and she was doing problem solving, and she didn't know the answer, and she said, well, I'll just go into my laboratory and ask my guides. And he's like, wait, what? Or counselors? What? He's like, what are you talking about? So she went into her laboratory in a meditation. She created this space, a safe space, to talk to different people that had expertise on different things that she needed answers to. And he's like, oh my God, that's brilliant. So one of the things you learn if you take the Silva, now I don't remember if this is in the book. I don't think it's in the book. So if you go take the 4-day intensive, you learn, so the first 2 days are the Silva life system, and the second 2 days are the Silva intuition system. So during the life system, you go in and you create a laboratory, and you have a couple of counselors, and they help you. And you can go talk to them. So one of the things I have in my laboratory is I have a salt room that, if required, will have a, it has a massage table on it. And like lately, my solar plexus have been tight. Like I'm so busy and anxious. So what I do is in my laboratory, I go into the salt room and I lay down and I envision all my chakras and my angels. I don't use my guides in this. I have angels, like healing angels, come and kind of clear all my chakras and relax all the muscles. And there's a meditation. Well, I won't use a meditation. It's a what's the term for it? It's a technique called the long relax, and you start with your head. You know, forehead. You know, it'll say, like, imagine, relax your scalp. Feel that tingling sensation. That's your blood and nerves. Just relax. Your forehead, relax. Your eyes, nose, and jaw, relax. And you go down to neck, arms, shoulders, and you go through your whole body. Chest, internal. It takes like 30 minutes to do your whole body and relax, and then you can go into yourself. And so what I do is I do the long relax, and then I have my guides, not the counselors, my guides clear all the chakras and this relax. And all the time, good things, like different crazy things, happen after I do that. I know I'm trying to talk about sweepstakes and I end up talking about Silva, because to me, everything's like so intertwined in my life right now. I've been trying your method, but nothing seems to work. I'm not winning anything. Okay, so when you say you're trying my method, okay, first of all, what country are you in? That could affect the eligibility. No, that's not the right word. The frequency at what you can win. So for example, I live in Canada. The opportunities that I have to win are far less than my US counterparts, because the whole of Canada has 2 million people less than just the state of California. The opportunities for my friends to win in the states is much greater. So for example, Tom Cavalli, who started entering sweepstakes 6 years after me, in Florida, he lives in Florida, is closing in on winning 100 trips. I'm gunning for number 25. The opportunities in the States are far greater. Yeah, I'm done ironing, so I'm going to go upstairs now. We can fold the rest of the laundry. Yes, this my life, my glamour life as the contest queen is just that. It's glamorous. Okay, let's go upstairs, shut off the lights. And it's just that, ooh, it is dark now. See, I've been in the basement and I've completely lost track. Oh, what happened to the light? I thought I left my daughter must have been good and shut off the lights in here. Okay, there we go. I have sheets to fold, and then I think we're caught up on the wash. Yes, my life is glamorous. Okay, so my opportunity to win is far less than Tom's, okay, because he has the larger population. And this was really shown to me when I attended the 2015 Sweepstakes Convention. So in 2009, when I was still married, my husband won via text an invitation to the Coors Light Banff Peak Party. So we got flown out to Calgary, and I actually went a day early because I got myself on breakfast television out there. And then they filmed some other segments. It was so fun. Love Calgary. And then the next morning, they filled 2 buses with all the winners and their plus ones and drove us up to Banff. And then we were given our rooms. We had beer. We had swag. They had an orientation. They had snacks. They took us out for dinner. It was so amazing. We went on a crazy pub crawl party. And we had breakfast the next day. Like, they really treated us nice. There was skiing. There was everything. It was so good. They filled 2 buses. So what's that? 100 people a bus, 90 people a bus. 45 people a bus. So that's like 90 people total or 100 people total. So in 2015, so that was Canada. Every year, Bud Light would have a cruise. And I didn't realize how much they gave away. So many of my sweepstakes friends in the States won every year. They'd go to the Bud Light cruise, and sometimes some of them were so lucky they won every year. It was crazy. And I'm like, how are you so lucky? And it was only in 2015 when I was talking to a bunch of sweepers at the pool, and they were talking about the Bud Light cruise that year. I realized Bud Light didn't just take like 100 people. No, they chartered the boat and filled it with winners. So, like, they're giving away 3,000 trips, 4,000, like however big the boat is. So every winner plus one. So how many rooms are on a boat? And then, of course, the more expensive rooms, they'd probably take the VIPs or some of their suppliers and stuff for those type of rooms. But the regular rooms, all winner. Every single one a winner. Great. They rent the boat and you can win on the Bud Light cruise. How crazy. So that's just the difference in level and opportunity between Canada and the US. And then some countries are much harder. Like, I have people in some countries that message me and they're like, there's no aggregates in our country. And so I tell them they have to do the locals, right? They have to look around, scan their grocery stores, keep their eye out for signs, listen to their local radio stations, scan their television stations, look for, just keep their eye out, just glance, look for local social media, maybe go to some of these sites and search for the worldwide ones. But there's going to be less opportunity in some countries than others. It may be just me, but I feel like the UK always has better sweeps than the US. Laugh out loud. Yes. Well, it depends, because it also depends, again, where you live in the US. Like Tom Cavalli of iWin lives near Orlando, Florida. Florida has a ridiculous amount of sweepstakes because he's near Universal. He's near Disney. He's close to the cruise ports. He's near Miami. He's fairly, he's in driving distance. I think it's like 5 hours to Miami. He's like 2 hours to Tampa. Like, he's within driving distance of everything. There's so many opportunities to, for the Tampa sports teams, the Miami sports teams, the Orlando sports teams, the theme parks, the cruise lines. Like, there's so much more in Florida than if you lived in rural Wisconsin. Like, if you're, 3 hours from the largest main city, you might not want to, Jordan, I'll answer your question in a minute. You might not want to enter to win, say, concert tickets, because it's 3 hours there and then 3 hours back at late at night, or you're paying for a hotel, unless you have friends that you can stay with or something. But, your opportunity to win is going to be smaller depending on your location. I'm close to Toronto, so I have lots of opportunity for concert tickets and stuff. So I think my opportunity to win where I am is higher than even some other cities in Canada. I think the best cities in Canada to win prizes for are Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver, even though if you're near main city, it's still up. I'm in rural Virginia. Yeah, it is harder when you're in rural. Now, I highly recommend you go to iWin contests and subscribe even for 3 months. Get on their Discord group. he has a ridiculously high number of winners comparatively, because that group, all boats rise with the tide. So local radio stations, text a code word seems impossible. Just keep trying, and I'll tell you why. I do them all the time if I can. I have one in my area. They're doing a code word, but you have to go to the website. Search tomorrow. You have to go to the website and enter it. And it's a multi-market. This is why it is important to always read the rules. It is a multi-market. Look at this. I'm talking. I totally forget to fold. It's a multi-market sweepstakes. So I'm not just competing with people that listen to that local radio station. I'm competing with all the other radio stations that they own in certain cities. So I think there's like 6 or 7 cities competing for the prize. Again, why it's always important to read the rules. So then, but someone has to win, so I might as well try. Now, for the text ones, I always try, and you never know. Like a couple of years ago, my brother, I was listening, and they called a person back. So you text, and they call somebody back. Well, I'm listening one day, and I'm like, that sounds like my brother. So I listened closer. Sure enough, it was my brother. He got through. They called him back. I was like laughing. So him and my sister-in-law went to the big party, and then they were drawing some bigger winners. They didn't win anything. I was so gunning for them to win the big prize because I thought, oh my gosh. Then last year, same radio station, they were doing a birthday. So they spin a wheel, and whatever month it lands on, if your birthday is in that month, you text in, and if they call you back, you win $500. Then they spin the second wheel, and if it lands on your birth date, and of course they verify when you win, you have to show ID, you win $5,000. So it was May, so I started screaming through the house. My daughter, I've been entering sweepstakes since before my daughter was born. So she just thinks that you just win prizes in this world. And she's so well trained. Like I'll find her in the store taking pictures of products. Hey, are we entering this one? Or did you know about this one? Or she'll pick up product. Or I mean, she's so funny. Anyway, so I start screaming, it's May, text. So she texts, and this kid does not answer her phone if she doesn't know the number. So all of a sudden, her phone is on the counter, and I hear it buzzing, and I'm like, oh my God. So she looks at it, and she's like, unknown number or whatever. She's like, I'm not going to pick it up. She's like, I don't know who this is. And then she's like, oh, wait, I'm expecting a call. And she picks it up, and it's the radio station. She won $500. And they spun it, and she did not win the 5,000, but she won $500. I'm like, so just keep trying for those. Yeah, I've trained her well. Just keep trying for those, because it only takes one. And yes, you are competing with a lot of people, but someone has to win, and you don't know when it's going to be your turn. I mean, look, I expect to win every contest I enter. I don't. Like, statistically, I don't. I'm not like Helene Hadsel. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, the hobby has changed tremendously since she entered back in the 50s and 60s. Like, the hobby from the 50s and 60s kind of doesn't exist anymore. And part of it's the same. Like, we still listen to the radio. In person's virtually gone. It still exists, but not to the degree that it used to be. I don't think they had qualies, so we still have receipt based. But the radio station has changed, because before you used to listen or do something. Now you can listen to the radio and call in. You can listen to the radio for a code word and then either text it in or enter it on their website. There's ones where you can just go to their website and just enter. Or sometimes they'll have one where you're phoning in or whatever it is, but they give their website, you can go and enter on the website for another chance. So if you can never get through, there's still one prize. They're giving away one. So they're giving away tickets every day to something. But if you suck at getting through or whatever, still go and enter on their website and you can get in. Yes, Publishers Clearinghouse is real, but the odds are worse than the Powerball. The last time I did a live, I had somebody go look it up because I can't remember what I was doing. I told them to go somebody checked for me while we were on the live, and it was like 7.3 billion to 1 to win. And the reason the odds are so dismal is because back in the day, they got sued because their rules were very unclear and people felt they had to buy the magazines to up their odds of winning, when in fact, by law, there had to be a no purchase entry. And so what they've done is they said, okay, we'll have a no purchase entry, but it is going to be so ridiculously hard to win. Now, people do win, and I had some people on the live that commented that they knew people that had won. And I don't know if it was before the rules changed or it was fairly recent or when that was, but honestly, if you're going to spend time entering, why not enter for something that's going to be more practical? Now, then I get people saying, well, you tell me that if I put my mind to it, I can win. I'm like, true. But again, maybe this is me being grounded. So, I just don't waste my time with it. Yes, someone has to win. The odds are dismal. I wouldn't waste my time doing it, right? Like, why are you going to waste your time? I'd rather spend my time. I'd rather buy the Powerball tickets and have a better chance at winning $1 billion than the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes. So it is real, but the odds are dismal. Now, they have other giveaways too. They just don't have the big one. They have one that they run that's got little prizes. And one of the members that comes to my virtual contest club meetings, he's won like 3 times, and I think twice was $5 and once was $10. So he can win little prizes. Do people still do mail-ins? I see that's an option to enter. I just wonder with technology. It depends on what it is. So, yes, there are still mail-ins. That's one of the reasons people sign up to Sweeping America, because they're the mail-in specialists aggregate. Now, that said, there's not a lot of mail-in comparatively. Now, if you watch, I think Tom Cavalli did one on TikTok about his mail-ins, and he mails some in if it's worth it. Like, for example, Liquid Death right now is giving away a jet. Okay, we had this whole discussion in my last contest club meeting. They're giving away a jet. And you can either buy some Liquid Death, and they have all the different products listed in the rules, and send in the receipt, or you could mail in a postcard. And you have a limit of 100 postcards, and each postcard is worth 4 entries. So everyone was discussing how many postcards they should send in versus buying product. My feeling is somebody that wins the product is going to win the prize, because I'm a marketer and that's how my cynical mind works. So I said, you have to make sure you do some things. But that said, legally, it has to be even odds, whether you mailed in or bought the product. So I don't know how they're amalgamating the entries, because I can't speak for the agency behind the giveaway. So I don't know what they're doing. So they're supposed to have even odds. So I tell people to split their odds. Maybe buy some Liquid Death once a week, and the rest of the time mail in all the other entries. And you would still have the product, so it's not like you're out anything. So a lot of people have been going to Walmart to grab the product. So mail-ins are still a thing. You have to just, again, read the rules. And it's also and some of them actually don't have a mail-in. So their no purchase entry option is an essay online or an essay or an entry you email in. different things like that. Some of them that do have mail-in, so for example, the Canada Dry one has a mail-in, no purchase entry option. By the time I would spend the postage, the envelope, the card, and my time, I could have bought a soda, spent a quarter more, have the soda, and send in an entry. What are you going to pick? You're going to pick the end. That's the easier way to do it. Okay, now we've caught up in the laundry. Thank you for helping me while I folded. We have some errant socks, which I've got a feeling are in the washing machine right now, because that's what happens. So, you know, you have to, this is why my number one tip is to always read the rules. You have to read the rules, discern how you enter, what's required. Like, is it judged? Do you have to make a video? Like, there's one I just saw in my local area. You have to show yourself outside having fun in one of the city parks, like taking a walk or enjoying the swing set or something. So, you know, tomorrow, I think it's going to be raining. I don't know if it's going to be a good day to do it. We'll see. Yeah, the clouds are coming in. I don't know if you can see out let me see. Can I turn the camera around? And you can see the storm clouds. Oh, no. No. I don't want to end this live. More. Flip camera. Yeah, you can see the storm clouds coming in. That does not look really great. So, and the weather app said it was going to rain. So I might not be able to do that tomorrow. But I can get to Circle K and do some of their other giveaways. So there's so many different things you can do. And if you're just joining, my name's Carolyn. I'm known as the Contest Queen, and I help people learn how to find, organize, enter, and win sweepstakes contests and giveaways. Say that 3 times fast. Oh, where's my... Oh, I left it downstairs. Of course I left it downstairs. It's probably cold by now. I had a green tea in a mug that my friend gave me. It says sprinkles are for winners. It just looks like it's covered in sprinkles. And actually the necklace I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see that, it says, oh, it's upside down and backwards because I don't have the filter on. Lucky, with a little 4-leaf clover, which is green and not going with my red theme because I wore red pants today, and I put on my red glasses with my blue arms because these are modular glasses. I just change to whatever I wanted. So it's fun. Anyway, so yeah, you have to read the rules and then determine what you're going to do. Christmas in June. Yeah, red and green. Why not? Actually, I just took off I had this one green for spring. Everyone says, is that a lucky nail? I go, no, it's just for spring. Just, anyway. So I feel like I'm losing my voice. I'm going to sign off. But if you head over to my website, I'm going to be sending out an email tomorrow to remind people of the virtual contest club meeting on the 18th. I've got a live stream on my Words for Winning channel on the 19th with a fella who's a specialist in human design, and we're going to be talking about Helene Hadsel, and that is why she could pick something and manifest it, and I can't do what she did because the last human design person I spoke to, it was just like a private chat. It wasn't videoed or anything. She said that Helene was a specific manifester based on the different things. Oh, we have detected inactivity. How are you inactive? I am active. Am I supposed to tap? Maybe I'm supposed to like my own thing. Yes, I'll tell you about the silver course in a second. So, oh my gosh, now that silly TikTok thing, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so Helene is a specific manifester. So she said she was a manifester, but she was specific. So she could say, I want to win that prize, like how she manifested being in Paris on her 40th birthday, very specific. And whereas I'm a general manifester, so literally how I'm built energetically, I could say, well, I'd like to be in Europe this summer with my friends having an amazing magical experience and manifest that. But I can't say I want to be in Venice on the 3rd of August. Like, that's not going to work. The online Silva course is called the Silva 4-Day Intensive. And because I'm doing the Silva training, if you go to my Words for Winning website, my other channel, and scroll down, I have a link to the free introductory Silva class that you can sign up for. It's 90 minutes. They run them every 2 weeks. And sometimes I'm actually the host because it's part of my training, becoming a Silva instructor. So 2 weeks there was one this past Monday, but the previous one to that, I ran it. That I might do some in July, but August, I said I'm out. I have no time. Oh, I see Jenna's here. If you want to learn Instagram for your small business, go check Jenna's page out. She's amazing. And it will give you it would help you also learn Instagram at its finest. So it's called the Silva method. It used to be called the Silva mind control method, but people didn't understand that you were controlling your own mind, not trying to control other people's minds. And so now it's just called the Silva method. And then there's two different tracks. One part, so if you come to the 4-day intensive, the first 2 days are called the Silva life system. And the second 2 days are called the Silva intuition system. So the first part, you basically learn how to master your mind. And the second part, you learn to master your intuition. And yeah, go take that free introductory class. It's either run by one of the Silva instructors in training. And actually, one of them has already graduated. I'm a little bit behind because I got busy and then I didn't realize I kept assisting, not realizing I should be taking the course. And you need to take it 5 times to be certified. And I'm like, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. So in May, when I could have taken one of them, we ended up having a family event. My stepmother turned 80. Woohoo! So we had a big party for her, and it was on the same weekend, so I couldn't take the training. So I've booked 2 for August because thankfully they aren't on the same week. So I'm going to have 3, and then I have to figure out 2 more. So I can be finally certified. So then I can teach the Silva method, just like Stephen Dobos does. But it's not going to be my full-time career. Like, I'm busy doing books and teaching people how to win giveaways and teaching people how to think positively, which is another nice thing about the Silva method, is that it really helps clear the clutter. Like, one of my favorite meditations that Stephen does, actually, I think he does it in his introductory class, is called mental cleaning. And it's like a 20-minute meditation, 20 to 30-minute meditation. I think it's closer to 20 minutes. And he walks you through the meditation, and he basically has you unzip your skull and clean your brain of all those silly negative thoughts. And it's really a great exercise. You really feel your whole head calm down. And like I said, if you want to try it, it doesn't cost you anything except an hour and a half of your time. And it's on Zoom, so anybody in the world can attend. Now, it is 7:30 Eastern Standard Time that it starts. So if you're in Europe, then it's going to be kind of late for you. And if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be late afternoon for you. So you have to... And if you're in Australia, it's already the next morning for you. I always laugh. We have one lady that joins us in our contest club meeting, and I think she's in Melbourne, or is she in Adelaide, Australia. And it's always the next morning there. So she's sitting there with her cup of coffee, and I was like, Caroline, you're from the future. Well, how does the future look? Are we good? Are we doomed? Like, what are we doing? It's already tomorrow there. And we always kind of joke about that. But so that's, but one of the things, I need to do a video on this. Helene Hadsel didn't use the Silva method or her spec method to win giveaways. She didn't even meet Jose Silva until after she'd already won the house. And if you read her book, New Year's Eve, after she had met Jose, they had a terrible car accident. She smashed her face into the dash, nearly bled to death. And she used the glove anesthesia technique she learned in the Silva method to stop the bleeding. So it's very effective. And, the other reason I like it is it's been around since 1965. They're coming up to their 60th anniversary. It's taught in like 120 countries. I can't remember how many languages. And I think like 7 million people globally have taken it. If it didn't work, it wouldn't have lasted. It wouldn't still have traction. People wouldn't still gravitate to it. There's clearly something there, right? It's not a bunch of mumbo jumbo or the next quick fad, because fads come and go. This has stood the test of time. To me, that's just proof in the pudding. And I should be meditating twice a day, but I've only been doing once a day. And the people in the group that do it twice a day, they have some really extraordinary things happen to them faster because they're practicing more. It's like anything, right? You want to get fit. If you go to the gym every day of the week for an hour and I go 3 times a week for half an hour, who's going to get fit faster? If I only intermittent fast like 14 hours and I'm still eating sugar in the day, but you're really strict and you're going 16 hours without eating, and then you're eating, super clean, who's going to get leaner faster? It's not rocket science. It's just a fact, right? It's just, effort in, results out. It's the same with sweepstakes. If you're entering 2 a day and I'm entering 100, who's going to have more opportunity to win? And then you go, but you're winning so much more. Well, how much effort are you putting in? It's the exact same thing. People don't realize that. It's the exact same thing. You have to put the effort in to winning and be organized and focus on it. And you don't always have to have a good attitude to win. So for example, sometimes if I'm in a pissy mood, I will sit down and enter sweepstakes, because by the time I finish, I feel better. Because then a whole time I'm like, ooh, that looks like a neat prize. Oh, I'd like to win that. So and I usually have a cup of tea. I love my tea. So by the time I finish, I feel better and my emotions elevated. Or I'm having a good day. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to go win me some stuff. And then I'm looking at everything, getting excited. So it can work both ways. So people say, oh, you always have to be positive to win. No, you just have to do it and believe that you're going to win something. And I always tell people how you should look at it is this. What am I going to win today? What am I going to win today? So for, I can't remember, was it Gina that was in rural Idaho or Virginia? If you go to iWin, because you have less opportunity than if you lived like in New York City, where there's Broadway and theater, or in LA where there's Disneyland and Universal Studios and Hollywood red carpet events all the time. I have one friend, she lives in Orange County right near Disneyland, and she always wins stuff. And I'm like, and then she's like, I can't find anybody to come with me. I'm like, oh my God, if I lived near you, I'd always be your plus one. Like, so, you can win as much, but you have to be selective. And you have to be willing to put in effort. Like I saw one of my friends, they've been doing TikTok videos. Well, I'm doing this on TikTok, so the people that are joining us aren't scared to be on TikTok. Some people are terrified to do a video. And I'm like, why? What do you care if you're going to win? Like there was one, Bear had one last month in May, and there was only like 300 entries for Canada and the US, and they're giving away 10 prizes of $2,000. Now, I didn't win one, but you can be sure I entered. And one of the people in our that was on my live stream, we were all talking about it because it had just ended. And one woman that was in the chat said she did get a notification. So all of us are pulling up our phones. I got my phone live and I'm like looking, did I get a notification? I didn't. But she won $2,000 because she did a crazy little bear video. And it wasn't judged either. It was a random draw. That's another reason why you have to read the rules. Like, oh, I just saw some lightning. Oh yeah, it's going to be a big storm tonight. Do you have to put some effort in? Now, Tom Cavalli won a trip to New York and $10,000 because he put a lot of effort in to this video with his dog Roscoe. And he filmed and edited and had props and did everything. He says the only saving grace he has is that Roscoe freezes when he dresses him up and doesn't know what to do. So he films him and does stuff. And then one time he was in our club meeting, he came and visited. So we were asking him all kinds of questions. And in one video, when he goes away, he does these videos where Roscoe's running the thing and is giving prizes away or spending money or is ordering stuff off Amazon. And he slid a credit card across the desk with his name on it, Roscoe Cavalli. And I'm like, where did you get that prop credit card? Like, that looks real. He goes, oh, it is a real credit card. Because him and his wife keep separate credit cards for safety reasons. Because if something happens to one, then the other one has credit. I'm like, oh, that's smart. Financial savviness. But you get points and this and that if you sign up another person. So he signed up his dog, and then whenever he's getting the dog groomed, he pays with the dog's credit card. Anyway, it's a real card. It's anything for the dog. And then in the video, there's another dog that looks like Roscoe and is stuffy, and he won a look-alike stuffy. So they sent in all kinds of pictures of Roscoe, and he won a stuffed dog that looks like his dog. It's life size. So in that video that Roscoe got married in, like, the bride was this fake stuffed dog that looked exactly like his dog. And they were driving off in one of those toy kid cars with just married on the back and little cans or something. It was very well done, but he put in a lot of effort. And people say, that's too much work. Do you want to win the 10 grand or not? Go find the winning mom. I made her share the video. I did an interview with her. Unfortunately, it got cut off because she lost internet and she disappeared from my YouTube. So we lasted about 45 minutes before she disappeared. But she said it was a Super Bowl contest and you had to show what was in your bowl, like your toilet bowl. And people were actually submitting actual pictures of their poop. And I'm like, I think they missed the message. So she messaged them and says, does it have to be real poop? And they said, no. So she went on to Nickelodeon, or she Googled how to make fake poop. Of course, it was on the Nickelodeon website. So it was like, there was like peanut butter and cocoa and corn and marshmallow, like a whole bunch of stuff. You mix it together and you make it look like real poop. And then she has her husband, God bless him. He is like all on board. Oh, my YouTube pages, one is Contest Queen and the other is Words for Winning. And you can see all kinds of things about Helene. I do interviews. I do mindful interviews. Like, I've interviewed all kinds of people that do the law of attraction and stuff. And I also have people that do sweepstakes. Like, I've interviewed Tom Cavalli, and I had the Sweepstakes sisters on, how they talk about how her sister, Angela's Angela's my sweeping friend. I didn't know her sister. She talked her sister into entering the giveaway, and her sister was so tired of her whining, she entered. Oh, the first sweepstakes she entered, she won a trip in a car. What? That doesn't happen. But it can. You never know until you enter. Anyway. Oh my gosh, why do I do this? I see a comment and then I get sidetracked. I was talking about, the dog. So he put in a lot of effort into it. So you have to look at you know, how much do you really want to win if you're going to, oh yeah, so she has the video up. So she had her husband come in, and it was supposed to be like the Super Bowl, and he has to go to the bathroom, and he goes to every bathroom in the house and it's occupied. Like, I'm in here, you know, and then he runs down, and in one of the rooms, he sees their son's little, you know, training potty, and it looks like he's going to sit down. Like, she cut it very well. And then she comes bursting in the room as he's pulling up his drawers. And she said, "What did you do?" And he goes, nothing. And she goes over to the toilet and she films this fake poop that looks real in the little porta toilet. And she won. I think that prize, I think that was that 5 or was that also 10 grand? But she won because she put in a lot of effort, and people like that. Sponsors like that. So that's the other thing. You need to think when you're doing creative contests, you need to think like an agency. What does the sponsor want to see with their brand? You know, what creative way can you feature their product or make their brand look good? Because they're going to share this video or picture or project or something on their social media. So what do they want to, are they actually going to post pictures of real poop or her awesome, funny video? It doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. So you have to think like a marketer, which is another reason I can give this advice, because I see both sides of the table and I see the mistakes companies make when they run giveaways. Like, I was hired by FilterBuy twice this year to promote their giveaways. And the second time they did it differently than they did the first time. But I don't just do a couple of videos and help promote them. I do my marketing services and help them promote it. And I also vet the giveaway. And I found 3 problems with it. And I put that in my report. And I said, here are the problems I encountered. Here are the mistakes that were made in the rules, like, 'cause it was a contradiction. And I said, you need to ensure, because they're hiring me to help, but then there's another agency that's running it, and someone else might be doing the creative. Like, when I worked at McLaren McCann, which is one of the largest ad agencies in Canada, one of the divisions, Kraft Philadelphia cream cheese. So you don't even have the whole Kraft account. You just have the cream cheese part of it. They had a giveaway, a Mother's Day giveaway. 5 different agencies ran it. So one was doing the social media. We were doing the fulfillment. Someone else was doing the creative. Someone was running, like, it was 5 different agencies running one sweepstakes. And they wonder why hiccups happen. So I vetted it. And I said, okay, these are the problems you had. This is what you need to fix for next time. So I not only help promote a giveaway, I help them run better giveaways in the future. So then it's better for us. Again, all boats rise with the tide. Anyway, I am running out of steam. It's 9:30 here, my time. And it is getting stormy out. I've been seeing lightning for the last half an hour. Oh, there it goes again. And it was fun. I haven't done this in a while. I really need to go live because I love sharing people how to win in all ways. And I will talk to you later. Oh, there's the rain. Good night.